So thanks everyone for coming out today and listening to me blather on about improving your cloud connectivity and enhancing your performance with network as a service. So I'm Jay Turner with the Console Connect company. I'm going to run through a few hundred slides here. I kid. Start with what is the value proposition of Console Connect? We are a fully integrated, automated digital platform that allows for you to manage your services across a global network. And so you see we've got a meeting place where we've got your typical marketplace where we can have partners join our platform to allow the customer base to be able to see them. API-based development for our Console Connect platform, so we're an API-first development shop. Everything that you see today can be done via an API as well. Connecting out to SaaS applications, connecting out to the various clouds. Obviously, the most important cloud is AWS, as well as building connectivity out to your business partners. So what does that actually bring for you? So it gives you the ability to connect and collaborate with your partners and your customers, which is amazing. Real-time pricing for ports, for connectivity, internet on demand, as well as layer 3 VPN services. This truly is on-demand, bandwidth on demand, spot pricing, and the connectivity itself is pay-as-you-go. So I'll speak a little more about that in a bit. Flexibility on demand. We want to put the control in the hands of the user, that person who's paying the bill. If they need to turn the bandwidth up, turn it down, change it, whatever, that's what we're all about, which also speaks to the flexible contract terms. Depending on the service, those contract terms can be as short as 1 day. We have a number of services that are actually priced hourly. And obviously, no portal would be worth its weight if you could not monitor and see what's going on with your various network connectivity. So connecting to the cloud, we're all here at an AWS show. I'm sure that everyone understands why anyone would want to directly connect to a cloud. The important thing to notice here is that there are multiple ways to connect to all of these clouds. Typically, most users are connecting to it over the public internet. Works fine. Everyone knows how that works. But that doesn't necessarily provide you all of the benefits that can be had from directly connecting to a cloud. So what are those? Obviously, right off the top, enhanced security. On the public internet, point-to-point circuits are typically going to touch 4.3 routers. So that's 4.3 opportunities for something to go pear-shaped with your data. Most disappointing of which would be some sort of an attack. With a direct connect, it's like a very long Ethernet cable. It's one hop. There's no man in the middle that can, no point in the middle that can be attacked. So fewer hops to the destination. Also, from a security posture perspective, that's going to help you maintain those commitments that you've made in your company. Higher performance, obviously, we've got 850, I guess we're up to 900 now, thanks to my marketing team for updating my slide here. 900 plus data centers where we have a presence and that our customers can then interconnect with us. The core of our network is a redundant MPLS core, so it's self-healing. Given the number of subsea cables we have and ships' penchants for dragging their anchors through them, that's a very good thing. Also, cost savings, probably not telling anyone anything new, but egress charges over direct connect are significantly cheaper in many cases than over the public internet. It averages out to about 30%. So what is this network I keep talking about? There'll be a test on this later. So this is our layer 1 optical network that underlies everything that I'm going to show you today. 46 terabits worth of capacity. I think it's 700, is the number on here? Yeah. I think it's 736,000 kilometers of diverse private fiber. We can get you pretty much from anywhere to anywhere that you would like to go, including some very non-traditional locations. There's South America, burgeoning open source, burgeoning technology businesses down there, so we've got a fair bit of connectivity there. Our connectivity in and out of Africa, no one else can match us with this type of connectivity. And the fact that you've got a single vendor that can provide this globally can be a benefit to your business. You're not having to deal with multiple different providers. So on top of that, we obviously layer our layer 2 and layer 3 network on top of that. Obviously the colors have changed here a bit. 18 terabit worth of capacity here at layer 2 and layer 3. 17% of the internet routes on any daily basis. We're a top 10 IP transit provider with the AS3491. 127 POPs where we actually have physical gear. We then expand out from that either via campus connects in the case of an Equinix or an Interaction, or via some partnerships that we have to bring in other data centers. Specific to AWS, because that's what we're all doing here, I think this is our latest and greatest of all the various on-ramps we have. So from anywhere in the world, users can get to any of these on-ramps for AWS or get to multiples of them. So you're moving data. Very few companies actually can stand there and say, we're only in one cloud and one region. It's not a reality of today's business. So what they're finding, obviously, is you've either got departments that want to be in different clouds, or you've got a need to lift and shift between clouds, or you need to be between regions. You need Europe and US West or whatnot. So that's a significant challenge that companies have to face. How do I interconnect all of this? How do I move my data between it? How do I do it in a financially economical method? How do I do it without just ending up with more and more cloud because my finance department has picked they want to be an Oracle cloud or whatever. How do I maintain that from a governance standpoint? It's just a never-ending source of problems as you begin looking through this. For that reason, we have built a product called Cloud Router, which aims to take some of this complexity and pain out of this network configuration. Cloud Router allows you to build an instant virtual network between any endpoints that we have on our network. That could be POPs that you are co-located with us. That could be SD-WAN endpoints. That could be IoT SIM endpoints. That can also be various cloud endpoints. You build connectivity between all of these. A little example there, we've got Miami and Frankfurt for AWS. We've got a cloud provider in London, another in San Francisco, another in Johannesburg. Salesforce as a SaaS provider. We've got Cloudflare helping you maintain your edge, and then an SD-WAN solution, all intermingled. That's a private layer 3 network, meshed fully, instantly provisioned, instantly orchestrated. As soon as you bring up a new site, everything starts sharing, the addresses propagate, and the MPLS underlying core begins routing your traffic in the correct way. So walking through a couple of advantages of the Cloud Router itself here. Obviously, more efficient routing because you've got an any-to-any mesh, so the traffic is going to obviously take the fastest route from a network perspective. Full cloud experience, ability to transfer data anywhere on that network. You don't have to go and think about what you need to do. You don't need to go build another circuit to make that happen. It just, as soon as the mesh coalesces, data starts flowing. You can configure one site at a time as you continue building your network. And again, remember I said flexible contract terms. That means that you can build a site, use it for however long you want, tear it down, move it, change its bandwidth, whatnot. You're not locked into any sort of long-term commitments. Obviously, from a performance perspective, if your network is running over this gargantuan, 726,000 kilometers of diverse cable, you're going to have a very highly performant network. You saw the global reach. There are very few places we can't get you into and out of. And again, kind of the key mantra of this Console Connect platform is to put the control in the hands of the user who's paying for it. We don't want you to have to spin up a 1 gig port and then put a 100 meg circuit on it and not be able to consume the other 90% of that port. It just doesn't make any sense. So bouncing here through a couple of use cases. This isn't going to be new to anybody. I've already said it, you've got multiple clouds in your business because of whatever needs, either department needs or endpoint needs. Maybe it's because you did an acquisition and the acquisition was in a different cloud. So very easily stitch together multiple clouds and allow them to share on an equal basis. Hybrid cloud, this is what we're all dealing with on a daily basis. You've got on-prem gear, you've got stuff running in the cloud, you're trying to figure out how to move that around in a very efficient manner. Just lay these sites out, they start communicating, you don't really have to think about it much more. Backup and redundancy, this is critical. No one wants to lose any part of their network. One of the really neat advantages of this Console Connect platform is that you can provision and maintain this backup and redundancy, but you can do it at a significantly reduced bandwidth because of that flexible contract terms and the ability to actually change this bandwidth. The coalesce time on that is about 3 seconds. So you can provision a primary and a secondary. Secondary is just sitting there at heartbeat. Should you need it, you can hit it with your network monitoring service and spin that bandwidth up until such time as you've got your primary back up. SaaS ecosystems, this is becoming more and more of a predicament, shall we say, on a daily basis. I could throw a stone here and hit 25 SaaS providers that are all operating strictly in the cloud. Being able to stitch all that together and be able to share data between them becomes quite complex without some sort of underlying automation system. So, turning attention to what in the world this Cloud Router thing is, we're going to blow through a bunch of screens here. This is actually screenshots from our live production environment where I show how easy it is to spin up one of these. First step I'm going to do is just decide at a Cloud Router perspective how much aggregate bandwidth do I want to push through this Cloud Router. So I think I picked 1 gig here. I'm going to pick my term. As I said, we've got months, years. We can actually do this thing daily. I think my screenshot went a little wonky here. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to give you a spot price for it. We also have an online pricing tool, so you can go play around with this all you want. But we give you a spot price on the mark. We ask how you would like to pay for it. We take, obviously we can do invoicing. We actually do have credit card payment as well, which is pretty funny, but actually gets used a lot. New businesses, it takes a while to get through the financial approval process with some businesses. So you can just splat a credit card in there and be off and running. We present a couple of terms and conditions, make sure you agree to that. There's your Cloud Router. So there's your umbrella, your mesh. Next thing you want to do is start adding sites to this thing. So as I said, sites can be clouds, they can be SaaS providers, or they can be your own ports, your own endpoints on our network. In this case, we're going to pick cloud because we're at AWS. I'm going to ask you for a couple of pieces of information. I need your AWS account ID. This is the same thing you would share for provisioning a direct connect anyway. I'm going to ask you what ASN you want to run on the Amazon side of things. And out of those 40 some odd endpoints that we have with AWS, I'm going to ask you which one you want to be in. Similar thing here. Now I'm going to ask you about class of service for this particular service. We actually have 4 classes of services. We've modified it down to 3 because people were getting very confused between Silver Plus and Silver. Don't know why we named it that, but anyway, Gold, Silver, Bronze. What's funny about our network is that even at Bronze, we're going to deliver 99% of your packets, 99% aggregate totals across our entire network. So our Bronze is still pretty good. Gold is, this is custom critical. We cannot drop a packet at all. So that's kind of the distinction there. Again, I'm going to give you a little review here. We're going to give you some terms and conditions, and you click Create Site. You just keep doing that, rinse and repeat until you get all of the sites that you want. You can come back at any point in time and add more for that matter. So, I've sold it to you. What do you do now? How do you sign up? To join free, consoleconnect.com. You can come down that way and see us. We are at booth 2152, which is very near the Relic booth. There it is, very near the Relic booth. And with 10 seconds left, thanks to everyone. It's great having you come out. Y'all have a good show.